Did you know that heart problems don't just come from bad genetics or old age? They often start with the smallest, unnoticed habits. In fact, after years of talking to heart surgeons, there's a striking pattern among their older patients, habits they never realized were damaging their hearts, slowly but surely. You might think you're doing everything right, but could your everyday routine be quietly chipping away at your heart health? In this video, we're going to reveal the 6 daily habits that nearly every older heart patient has in common. And the good news? You have the power to change them before it's too late. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, this video could be of great help to you. It's not about scaring you, it's about giving you the insights to live a longer, healthier life and protect your heart from unnecessary strain. Stay with me till the end, because I'll not only tell you which habits to avoid, but I'll also show you practical ways to turn these habits around. And the best part? Some of these changes are easier than you think. Habit 1. Skipping breakfast or eating sugar-loaded morning meals. When it comes to your heart's health, how you start the day matters more than you might think. You may not realize this, but breakfast isn't just a meal. It's a crucial moment that impacts your heart health, metabolism, and overall energy for the rest of the day. Yet, one of the most common habits heart surgeons see in older patients isn't related to their diet at lunch or dinner, it's in the morning. More specifically, it's the habit of skipping breakfast or filling up on sugar-loaded processed meals to get through the morning. Here's the problem. When you skip breakfast or indulge in sugary foods first thing, you're essentially starting the day with a jolt of stress. Your body reacts to this inconsistency by spiking your cortisol levels, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol, in turn, has a negative impact on your blood pressure, and over time, it increases the wear and tear on your arteries. A poor breakfast choice doesn't just impact your energy, it directly affects your heart's health, too. When you skip breakfast, your body doesn't receive the nourishment it needs after a night of fasting. This causes your blood sugar to dip, and your body tries to correct that imbalance by releasing stress hormones. These hormones, while essential for immediate survival, raise your heart rate, increase blood pressure, and put strain on the cardiovascular system. What's worse is that when you eventually eat, you tend to overeat or crave unhealthy foods, adding more stress to the heart. If you load up on sugary foods instead, you're in for a similar problem. A sugar-laden breakfast causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash that leaves you feeling tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. Over time, this cycle affects your metabolism, contributes to insulin resistance, and increases your risk for heart disease. That's because excessive sugar consumption leads to an overproduction of insulin, which contributes to high blood pressure, inflammation, and arterial stiffness. This isn't just theory. In fact, studies show that skipping breakfast can increase the risk of heart disease. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that skipping breakfast is linked to an increased risk of developing high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease over time. Another study by Harvard Health found that individuals who frequently skipped breakfast had a 27% higher risk of heart disease. So, what can you do to avoid the dilemma? It's simpler than it seems. Start with something balanced. Begin your day with a balanced meal that includes fiber, protein, and healthy fats. A hearty bowl of oatmeal with a sprinkle of nuts or whole grain toast with avocado can stabilize your blood sugar levels and provide sustained energy throughout the day. Avoid sugary foods, stay away from processed breakfast foods like sugary cereals or pastries. They cause an instant sugar crash and put unnecessary strain on your heart. Consistency is key. Make breakfast a non-negotiable part of your morning routine. It doesn't have to be a massive meal, just something nourishing that sets you up for a healthier day. Hydrate first. Drink a glass of water before you even think about food. Hydration helps your heart work more efficiently and jump-starts your metabolism. By making small changes in your morning habits, you're helping your heart maintain a steady, healthy rhythm. Breakfast is more than just fuel. It's the foundation on which your body will function for the next 24 hours. Start your day with care, and your heart will thank you for it. Habit 2. Holding in emotions and avoiding meaningful conversations. You may not realize it, but your emotional well-being directly impacts your heart health. Many older adults silently carry years of emotional baggage, unspoken grief, unresolved anger, or the weight of carrying responsibilities alone. Heart surgeons have seen this pattern time and time again. The people who end up needing heart surgery often share a similar trait. They've spent years bottling up their emotions and avoiding meaningful conversations. These habits are far more dangerous than they seem, and they slowly wear down your heart in ways that don't show up immediately. When you hold in your emotions, your body reacts as if it's under constant stress. Think about it. Emotions like anger, grief, and regret don't just stay confined to your heart, they affect your nervous system, your blood pressure, and your heart's rhythm. Research has consistently shown that emotional suppression is linked to higher levels of stress, inflammation, and even heart disease. A study published in Psychosomatic Medicine found that people who do not express their emotions are more likely to have a higher risk of heart disease and heart attacks. Your heart doesn't just respond to physical activity, it responds to emotional input. Over the years, if you've been keeping your feelings inside, it can lead to irregular heart rhythms and elevated blood pressure. Why? Because when emotions aren't expressed, your body stays in a heightened state of fight or flight. This constant stress takes a toll on your heart. Take Elaine, for example, an 80-year-old woman who had spent most of her life as the emotional pillar of her family. After her husband passed away, she kept her grief to herself, saying, "I'm fine, I'll get through it." She didn't cry in front of anyone. She didn't talk about it. A year later, while gardening, she collapsed from heart failure. Her doctor later admitted that the stress from years of unprocessed grief had been quietly affecting her heart. Her daughter shared with me, "It was like her heart was grieving too." The truth is, your heart is a reflection of your emotional health. Bottling up emotions doesn't make you strong. It makes you more susceptible to heart problems. It's essential to create space for those feelings to move through you. Keeping them inside creates a burden that your heart must carry. Eventually, it starts to show. What can you do? Talk about it. Find someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or therapist, and express what you're feeling. Don't bottle it up. Letting out those feelings gives your heart room to heal. Practice emotional honesty. It's okay to admit that you're not okay. Don't feel the need to always present a brave face. Being vulnerable is not weakness. It's a crucial step toward healing. Journaling. If you're not comfortable talking to someone, write it down. Journaling can be a way to process emotions safely and healthily. Writing down what you're feeling can alleviate the pressure on your heart. Breathing exercises. Learn how to release tension through deep breathing. Techniques like diaphragmatic breathing or mindfulness meditation can lower cortisol levels and promote relaxation. Emotional honesty isn't just about feeling better in the moment, it's about creating long-term protection for your heart. When you allow yourself to feel and release those emotions, your heart doesn't have to carry the burden alone. It's a small shift in how you approach your emotions, but it can make all the difference for your heart health. And the best part? You don't need to do it alone. There are people who want to listen, and there are resources available to help. Habit 3. Overusing pain relievers instead of addressing root causes. Many older adults rely heavily on over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or naproxen to manage aches and pains, often without fully understanding the hidden risks these medications pose to heart health. What begins as occasional relief can quietly turn into a daily habit that exerts significant stress on your cardiovascular system. Medical research consistently shows that frequent use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, can increase the risk of heart problems. A landmark 2017 study published in the BMJ analyzed data from over 600,000 patients and found that regular use of NSAIDs was associated with a higher risk of heart failure and cardiovascular events, especially among older adults with pre-existing heart conditions. The mechanisms behind this include raised blood pressure, fluid retention, and kidney damage, all of which increase the workload on the heart. When you mask pain with pills without addressing the underlying cause, whether it's joint stiffness, inflammation, or muscle weakness, you risk prolonging or worsening your condition. For example, chronic knee pain might be signaling arthritis or mobility issues that require physical therapy or lifestyle changes rather than just painkillers. It's important to recognize that pain relievers are not inherently bad. They provide essential relief for many. But their overuse without medical guidance, especially long-term, can do more harm than good. Your body is trying to tell you something through pain, and ignoring that message can jeopardize your heart health. What can you do? Consult your doctor. Don't self-medicate regularly without discussing it with a healthcare provider. They can help identify the root cause of your pain and recommend safer, more effective treatments. Explore alternatives, physical therapy, gentle exercise, weight management, and anti-inflammatory diets can reduce pain naturally and improve heart health. Use medication wisely. When you do use NSAIDs, take the lowest effective dose for the shortest possible time, and always with food to protect your stomach. Monitor your health. Keep track of your blood pressure and kidney function regularly, especially if you rely on pain relievers frequently. Remember, every pill is a message. Make sure yours says you're caring for your body, not just silencing warning signs. Your heart and your whole body will thank you for it. Habit 4. Staying sedentary for too long. Sitting for extended periods might seem harmless, especially as we age and feel the need to rest more. However, heart surgeons frequently observe that prolonged sedentary behavior significantly weakens cardiovascular health in older adults. When you remain seated for hours without movement, your circulation slows, causing blood to pool in the legs and increasing the risk of blood clots. This decreased blood flow can also reduce the flexibility of your blood vessels, contributing to the buildup of arterial plaque. Research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, 2018, found that adults who sit for more than 8 hours daily without breaks have a 15% higher risk of heart disease and premature death, regardless of exercise habits. Frank, a 75-year-old retired accountant, exemplifies this. Though he walked daily, he spent most of his day seated, watching TV and doing crossword puzzles. Over time, his doctor diagnosed early congestive heart failure, attributing much of it to his long hours of inactivity. The heart, like any muscle, needs regular movement to stay strong. Even light activities, such as standing up every 30 minutes, stretching, or taking short walks around the house, can significantly improve blood flow and reduce heart strain. Practical tips. Set reminders to stand or move every 30 to 60 minutes during the day. Incorporate gentle exercises like heel raises, arm stretches, or brief walks. Use household chores or gardening as opportunities to keep moving. Remember, consistent movement, no matter how small, is a vital way to keep your heart resilient and reduce the risk of complications. Your heart thrives on activity. Keeping it moving helps you stay in the game longer. Habit 5. Ignoring chronic stress and emotional pressure. We often associate heart health solely with physical factors, diet, exercise, genetics, but emotional stress plays an equally powerful role. Heart surgeons commonly find that many older patients carry years of unaddressed emotional stress, which quietly damages their cardiovascular system. Chronic stress triggers the body's fight-or-flight response repeatedly, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones increase heart rate, constrict blood vessels, and raise blood pressure. Over time, this constant strain can lead to hypertension, inflammation, and an increased risk of heart attacks or strokes. A landmark study published in Circulation, 2017, showed that individuals experiencing prolonged psychological stress had a 40% higher risk of developing coronary heart disease. Moreover, research from the American Psychological Association highlights that emotional repression and unresolved grief can increase inflammation markers associated with heart disease. Consider Joanne, age 68, widowed and living alone. She masked her grief and stress for years, never expressing her pain. Eventually, she developed chest tightness and irregular heart rhythms, conditions linked directly to her unmanaged emotional strain. The heart is sensitive. It doesn't just pump blood. It responds to the emotions we hold inside. Suppressing feelings doesn't make them vanish. It forces your body to carry an invisible weight that chips away at heart health. Practical tips. Find safe outlets to express emotions. Talk with trusted friends, family, or therapists. Practice stress-reducing techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga. Engage in activities that promote emotional well-being, journaling, prayer, or hobbies. Remember, caring for your emotional health is a vital part of protecting your heart. By allowing yourself to feel and process emotions, you reduce stress's harmful effects and give your heart a chance to heal and thrive. So, what have learned today? Today, we've explored 5 daily habits that many older heart patients share, habits that quietly strain the heart and increase the risk of serious cardiovascular problems. From skipping a nourishing breakfast, bottling up emotions, overusing pain relievers, delaying meals, and staying sedentary, to ignoring chronic stress, each of these patterns takes a toll on your heart's health and your overall well-being. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start making changes. Small, consistent steps can rebuild your heart's strength and add quality years to your life. Every positive choice you make sends a message of care and respect to your body. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits stood out to you? What's one thing you're ready to improve or start today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your journey might inspire someone else to take action. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Your support helps us keep creating content to inform, motivate, and empower you on your path to better heart health. Thank you for watching, and remember, your heart deserves care, kindness, and attention every single day.